Heather Rogers, Green Gone Wrong, How Our Economy is Undermining the Environmental Revolution. Delve into the fascinating world of a green gone wrong by Heather Rogers and discover the hidden complexities of our modern environmental movement. Understand the challenges faced by small organic farmers and the impact of our increasing demand for eco-friendly goods on the planet. Explore the true implications of market-based mechanisms, such as carbon offsets and biodiesel production, on the environment and communities around the world. This summary takes you behind the labels and buzzwords, opening your eyes to aspects of the environmental revolution that often go unnoticed.
Organic agriculture and the struggle of small farmers. Organic farming, once a symbol of a sustainable future, is now a complex and challenging industry. Despite charging higher prices, small farmers barely make ends meet, relying on off-farm income to survive. Urbanization and commercial property expansions force small farmers out, leaving them with no choice but to sell to larger corporations. The official USDA organic certification may not be beneficial to small farmers since it enables agribusiness to use the label without necessarily testing produce for chemical residue. While distribution channels work well for larger organic farms, smaller ones face challenges to take part in them. The success and growth of the organic food market have even made life harder for small local farmers, who lack government-funded facilities. As a result, organic agriculture perpetuates a political, economic, and regulatory apparatus that primarily benefits big food processors and the agribusiness elite. Small farmers struggle to maintain meat processing facilities, making it expensive. Large firms often buy regional processors and cut prices, leaving small beef farmers with few alternatives. Organic sugar and deforestation. The high demand for organic sugar cultivated on the upper Parana Atlantic forest in Paraguay, Brazil, and Argentina has significantly contributed to the loss of the region's biodiversity. Although organic certification commands a higher price, lax regulations allow for wholesale destruction of existing ecosystems. Large non-organic sugarcane producers like Azucarera Paraguaya, AZPA, buy from small organic producers but retain ownership of the certification, limiting the smallholders' potential market. To sustain their livelihoods, small farmers often resort to clearing more land for sugarcane, greatly adding to deforestation. While groups of small farmers can obtain certification for organic produce, enforcement of the Zero Deforestation Law remains unfunded, allowing farmers to continue logging without consequence. Eco-Chic, sustainable living made luxurious. The popularity of eco-luxury has replaced the idea of living with an austere lifestyle for the sake of conservation. This new lifestyle incorporates buying things that support environmental awareness, from sleek passivhaus designs to solar-powered communities. While the prices of these homes may only be affordable to celebrities, the tenets of the passivhaus can be used to save energy in existing homes. The primary causes of food scarcity are not supply-related but economic and political. Germany's eco-sensitive communities utilize solar power and limit parking spaces to encourage walking, biking, car sharing, or public transit. Owners of homes in these areas balance the upfront costs with long-term value by selling excess energy back to electricity producers. The dark truth of palm oil. The lush and rich rainforests of Borneo are depleting at an alarming rate due to excessive palm oil plantations. The indigenous Dayaks, who have long depended on the forest for survival, have been pushed to near extinction. Despite widespread condemnation, the industry continues to expand, with companies like Duda Palma Nusantara and Wilmar leading the way. The International Finance Corporation funds much of this destructive activity. In their pursuit of profit, corporations are breaking the law, expelling indigenous peoples, destroying wetlands, and engaging in illegal logging. Governments are indirectly supporting these activities through subsidies and the mandatory use of biodiesel blends. The UN is working on initiatives to pay developing countries to leave forests untouched, but without a clear definition of forest and protection for indigenous peoples, these agreements fall short of their intended goal. This raises the question of whether market mechanisms are capable of addressing environmental problems. The rise of hybrid cars. In the 1930s, American car companies dismantled urban transit systems. Today, consumers are turning to fuel-efficient hybrid cars like the Toyota Prius. Other car manufacturers are following suit. While some accuse U.S. auto sellers of suppressing fuel-conserving technologies, hybrid cars offer a solution to reducing carbon emissions and increasing efficiency. The fallibility of carbon offsets. The use of carbon offsets to fund environmental initiatives is beset by shortcomings. While it offers a quick fix to curb carbon emissions from industries and air travel, unchecked voluntary carbon offset may create more challenges than solutions. The book documents how carbon credit firms have inflated reports of job creation and other benefits. It also shows how carbon offsetting may be counterproductive in the adoption of renewable energy in the long run. The book advocates for straightforward solutions rather than complicated market-based measures to address global warming and other ecological problems. The intimate link between supply chains, people, and the planet. The book explores how the supply chain affects people and the planet. It discusses the pretense of buying green goods and crop biofuels and how it is driving destructive behavior. The author proposes regulations as a more effective way to achieve social goals, reducing greenhouse gases without damaging the environment. The book examines the concept of natural capitalism and how expansion and unchecked consumption in the current global economic model are hindering progress. The author highlights Organic Valley, a conglomerate of farmers who have formed groups to monitor members beyond organic principles, as an example of how capitalism can meet market demands and climate change challenges by prioritizing people and the planet.
In Green Gone Wrong, Heather Rogers highlights the intricate and often paradoxical nature of our efforts towards environmental sustainability. While agribusiness uses USDA organic certification to maximize profits, small organic farmers often struggle to make ends meet. The glorification of eco-luxury and reliance on market-based mechanisms like carbon offsets can detract from their intended purpose of promoting environmental consciousness. Instead, more emphasis should be placed on sustainable practices that prioritize people and the planet, such as the examples set by the Organic Valley Cooperative and the Dayak tribe in Borneo. It's time to look beyond superficial solutions and confront the realities of our economic model, with the aim of creating lasting change for the betterment of the environment and humanity.